Welcome back to Copper Star Precision, a channel dedicated to getting you more points at your competitive shooting matches. Today we're still going over the NRL22 coursifier for February 2023. The second stage in the booklet is called All You Need Is Love and Skill. Everyone's favorite, a positional stage. The course description is as follows. On the start signal, the shooter will engage the target as follows. Standing unsupported with 2 shots, each tank trip with 1 shot. The shooter will repeat the sequence. All targets are hit or miss, move on. So 1 target, 4 inches at 73 yards. Pretty generous size, maybe not for the unsupported, but should be really easy to hit from the tank trap tips. It's 1 distance, so dial your dope, dial your parallax, get set for the stage. You probably want to back off on the magnification on this stage simply because the less magnification you have, the less you're gonna have less perceived wobble when you're looking through the scope. It says only sling can be used for the unsupported positions, and basically that prevents you from like sticking a bag under your armpit or something like that. So the strategy here, I definitely am an advocate of using a sling. I use the hasty sling method. I have a whole video dedicated to different positional techniques with the hasty slings. I'll put a link in the cards on the top right corner. You can check that out. I'll give you a brief rundown here. And I'm gonna go with 1 bag. This is the Pint Size Sticky Game Changer. And I think the idea is from the starting position, we've got the rifle in hand. I'm gonna drop this bag, go into the sling, engage the target twice, come out of the sling and put it right here. So I'm gonna start next to a tip, whether that's this tip or a side tip. I think it's gonna be probably easier to pick a direction, clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on how your tank trap is set up, so that you have a nice flow. And then what you can do is you can do your standing 2 shots unsupported, go to this tip, so 1, 2, 3, go to standing from there and go 3, 2, 1. So you're, making sure that your movements, your economy of movement is very high, so you're not wasting time running around the tank trap. So other than that, I think a real key strategy for this stage is that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And if you haven't heard that expression before, you really just want to focus on, again, economy of movement, and you don't want to rush the tips. It's going to be a pretty easy target to hit from a supported position because the target is so large for that distance. But you don't want to be running around, because what you're going to do is you're going to elevate your heart rate, elevate your breathing rate, which is going to make the next series of unsupported shots even that much more difficult. So I think the idea here is just to keep your breathing at a nice steady pace, move at a fluid and steady pace. Don't take too much time on the shots so you have more time for the unsupported shots, but ultimately it's 10 shots, should be enough time. Remember, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So we want to be smooth and deliberate with our movements, and that should be it. So the stage would look something like this. So I'd have the rifle in hand, and I'll probably do this from a kneeling position just so the camera can catch it. Depending on how strict your match directors are, it says standing, basically rifle and all gear in hand. So you could probably even start in the sling. So the hasty sling method, if you don't remember and you don't bother to watch my video, sling comes down like this, and essentially you want to put your arm through the sling, elbow out, wrap around, underneath, and then when you come up like this, you're pulling the rifle into you. Very nice supported position. So I'd probably actually start in the sling like this with the bag in my other hand, in my shooting hand. Timer goes beep, drop this there, get it settled, and again I'll do this kneeling so you can see what I'm doing. It's the same concept. Nice and slinged up, find the target, only close the bolt when you have the targets in your sights. Target in the sight, boom, engage. Good breathing, respiratory pause, engage. I've made both impacts, hopefully. I'm gonna come out of the sling, nice and easy, because it's just in and it's out. Now I'm gonna find that balance point on my rifle. Target acquisition should be fine here. Boom. I mean, this should be a super easy target to hit from a position when you come off this tip. Don't get the sling caught in the tank trap. Move over here, bag down, rifle down. I'm lining up my target, engage, same thing. I'm not running around, I'm not you know, just trying to keep movement smooth here. Find it, engage, leave the bag there, get back into the sling. I know this is supposed to be standing, but just for demonstration purposes, we're gonna engage twice. Control that breathing. Get back, bag's already there. You get the idea. Find the target, close the bolt, engage, etc., etc. So when you're going backwards, either direction, you shouldn't be turning like this or like this. You should be rifle down range all times for safety reasons. Look where you're going so you don't trip over the tank trap. I'm just gonna walk backwards like so. On target, lock the legs out, engage. Using the left hand, pulling the bag into the rifle, making sure everything is super stable, not touching the barrel because that might affect harmonics or deflection. And we're just gonna engage like that. So, relatively straightforward stage. Get yourself a sling and practice. I mean, a sling makes this infinitely easier. If you have your sling set up properly. I prefer the hasty sling method. There are all kinds of different methods for attaching your sling. This is a mag pull sling. This one has the little slider. Not necessary, but a nice to have. This is the MS1 sling with QD attachments. There's also the, I think it's like the RLS sling, which you can buy QD attachments for, or any other type of attachments for whatever attachment points you have in your rifle. That one's even cheaper, between 30 and 60 bucks, depending on options. Invaluable for stages like this, and just in general. You know, sling shooting is a skill that you should have as a competitor and as a firearms enthusiast. So, hope that helped. If it did, leave me a like, comment down below how you're planning on tackling this stage. And until I see you next time, as always, score more points.